What's up, everyone? This is SojuTalk, your weekly shot of K-pop. We're coming at you with a super spicy episode 293, and we're recording on August 12th, 2024. I'm Doug, and joining me today, we got Warren.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
And Anita.
Hello.
As a quick reminder, check out SojuTalk on your favorite podcast platform, sub to us on YouTube, join the SojuTalk Discord, and be a part of the nation. I got the post-Olympic blues. I'm very sad right now that it's over. I had a great time watching the Olympics. But in the after hours this week, if you guys noticed, last week dropped the girl group tier list video. Hey, we a lot of people watched that. In the post show today, we're gonna go over some of the comments and the discussion that people were having around that video. Yeah, so if you haven't seen the tier list, go check that out. Warren and I also reviewed the IU concert a couple weeks ago, so you could check that video out as well. Yeah, post show today, we're gonna talk about that tier list. Should we have moved certain groups higher or lower? Are certain groups, should they have even be considered for the tier list? Are we just idiots? We're gonna address all of this in the after show this week. Before we get there, let's get back to the regular show. We got 3 releases this week. You know, we took the break because of the Olympics, because there weren't a lot of music then. But we got 3 songs: Somi, Ice Cream, Lightsum, Pose, From Miss 9, Supersonic. Those are the 3 songs we are covering this week. First one, Somi's Ice Cream. She is from the Black label. Last 3 songs: Fast Forward, XOXO, and Dum Dum. You know, she might have to say XOXO, Hugs and Kisses, to her momentum, because this is a song you should fast forward, because whoever chose this one's a Dum Dum. You know?
Oh my god.
Oh my god. That's that's strong coming from you. Oh my god. Wow. Damn. Yo, man.
Okay.
It's just the streamer dog that I've been hearing about, Spicy Man. Like, oh my god.
You know, Harold is lurking in the closet still, guys.
Oh,
he is
that
still,
name.
He exists. He
That's
exists.
an irrelevant reference. Nobody's gonna get that anymore.
This is literally like some Megan Trainor reject ass, Target ad ass song.
Oh man, someone's been reading these comments.
I don't know. Park Seo-joon's cameo could not save this one.
Oh my god, dude. Okay.
I wish it was more.
I was listening to the song and I was texting you guys on the way back from work, and like I was like, oh, like this is terrible, and you go, oh, there's stay for the end. There's a big cameo, and I was like, dude, fucking like. Both Donald Trump and Kamala could be on this thing, and I wouldn't be like, that would not save the fucking shit song. Like this is not like, I don't know, like why was he here? What did he add?
Maybe he's just promoting Ginny's Kitchen. I don't really know,
bro.
They took such a step forward with Fast Forward, right? Like it was such a good song.
I see what you did.
It was one of the biggest songs of the year.
Yeah.
And then we take like 3 meteoric step backward with this one. Am I wrong here?
No.
I mean, I don't really think so. I guess it's such a switch up, like we've already mentioned, not just in style, but also in concept too. Like the Meghan Trainor reference, I think, also comes from like the set, the styling, the song is all in English, so I think maybe that also makes that connection of it being like very Western inspired, maybe. But I don't know. It's interesting because this sound to me feels a little bit. I mean, I don't want to say out of touch, but it feels like this was mainstream popular a couple years back.
You know when this was popular? You know what was popular back then? Like mustaches on your fingers and rainbow tacos.
Okay.
like Smosh was the biggest YouTuber at the time, and we were watching Niga Higa. Like that was the thing. This belongs in that era of music. Like, and
but I think about it. Like Meghan Trainor, right? She has this as her sound.
She's moved on from it. She's moved on from it.
Not quite.
No, dude.
What about
dude? Like calling this sounds like it's stuck in the mid 2010s Meghan Trainor, not the modern. You know what? I'm not the most familiar with her like post 2020s stuff because it's not really particularly relevant anymore. But like, if I go back to I put in the effort. I went back to Meghan Trainor. I went back to All About That Bass. I gave it a listen. I was like, is it as bad as I remember? And partially, I think I hated on the song as a kid because I thought it was cool to hate on the song. I think there are lots of redeeming qualities about that song. This feels like a Temu, like a AliExpress version of like Meghan Trainor. Like I'm like, I don't know, man. Like it's like it's got this southern soulful twang to her voice. I'm like,
yeah, there's a twang going on.
There's a twang, and I'm like, I don't think she's good at this. I don't think it's appropriate for her career right now. I don't think it's gonna sell. Like, I'm not gonna talk about creative value here. I'm gonna talk about like, is this gonna sell? Like, what? Like, this is.
It's catchy. I mean, the dances.
Okay. It's been in a lot of my For You page or recommendation. All the TikToks of her doing it, but I don't think that's a good thing, to be honest.
Oh.
That brass is so annoying. Like, the moment I heard it, I was like, oh my god, this sounds like something Sistar used to do before they debuted.
She came out and said, well, this is a album single. So she said, we're going to release like an actual release. But I feel like that was kind of just like copium. You know what I mean? In a way, like right after this one dropped, she said, no, guys, we got stuff coming in the pipeline still.
That's such a cop-out move. Like, grow a backbone. You released a song, own it. This is a part of your discography. This is a part of your catalog. This is a part of who you are as a musician. Like,
that's the thing, though. I think that Somi as a soloist maybe does not have as much say as we think. Because I don't think based on the stuff that she's put out before, this feels very off for some reason, that I can't imagine that it was her decision only to do this. I feel like something must have happened where they said, we got to release something for the summer, and this was the song to release.
So but like, I'm not going to look at this as Teddy's discography. I'm not going to look at this, the Black Label's discography. Like this, at the end of the day, is the song Somi as an artist is releasing. Like there's only so much I can look at it as a collective, you know what I mean? Like, yes, she didn't produce the song. Let me look at the credits. Oh, okay. It's written by Banks and Rinks, Yannick Rastoggi, Zachary Raymond, and Teddy. Lyrics are by Ella Iyer and Eddie Druitt. I don't know any of these two folks are, other than Teddy. And Teddy's on the very bottom of that list, so I don't think he's had a huge say in the production either.
That's like when you write a science paper and then your like research advisor puts their name on the end of it, right? That's what it feels like.
It's like you gave a little transition, you know. That's all he did.
Yeah.
It's a mystery then.
It's not charting very well, if at all, as well.
I don't know. What is the redeeming quality of this song?
I like Somi. That's the redeeming quality.
Somi is.
She looks great because she's Somi.
Because she's a great looking person. Like, put her anywhere.
I just like you know, I've been on the train of like, we need more Somi content, period. Like, she's very personable. We could put her on, we gotta make a show around her, or put her on a show, put her in a cast, get more music going, but not like this. That's you know what I mean? Like,
so maybe not just anything, just gotta be a little bit more direction.
I mean, we had Fast Forward. It went number 5 in Korea, that song, right?
I love Fast Forward.
Even 2 songs ago, she did Dum Dum. It went number 8 in Korea, right?
Dum Dum was good.
But then we got a song that's like, it's just not gonna chart, period, because people don't like it. Rough. It's catchy in like a bad way. I don't know how to put it, right?
It's earwormy. Like, if you can stand the brass, go for it. Just, you know, maybe there is of some value there. But like, it is long-time listeners will know this. Like, every time I hear this cheap, very shallow sounding plasticky brass, my mind immediately goes to just cheaply made pop music. It just sounds sterile. Doug earlier mentioned something about Target music. Like, I kid you not, this sounds like stock music. Like, you know those like free video editor apps and you
Yeah.
download them, and it's like, oh, choose a background music.
The instrumental.
Right, and your dad shows you the video with like a bunch of family photos strung together with like a fun little soundtrack that doesn't fit the mood. Like that's the vibes I'm getting. That's the vibes I'm getting. Like, Dad, I love you. This is no shit to your video. I love them, but like. That's the vibe I'm getting. Like, it sounds like something Kevin MacLeod would make, and this would be on a YouTube video from the days of Smosh. You know what I mean? Like, we don't.
So it is. It's not in the Melon top 100 at the moment.
I don't want to. I know he spent like 10 minutes shitting on her music. I don't want to do this anymore. It's mild. I don't want to. I hope she comes back soon with like a little bit more effort, maybe something along the lines of Fast Forward or a new direction. We're getting a lot of Miami bass this week. Maybe more Miami bass. Like, that'd be cool. You know what I mean? Like,
That's
Yeah.
true.
At the end of the day, like, I've been a Jun Somi fan since back in the day, since the Produce days, right? And I've just wanted the best for her, but this isn't it. It's sad.
Unfortunately.
I would say this is a tingly in terms of catchiness, but in terms of song, it's a mild song. You know what I mean?
Ooh.
Like, I see this all the time in my For You and in my reels or whatever I'm looking at is in that shit. But TikTok or whatever. But in terms of like this a song, I'm like, oh god.
A little tingly. I don't know if I've ever
Tingly?
given a mild, but
Whoa, are you
Yeah.
close? You're close, right?
this was. I mean, the
closest?
thing is,
One of the
it's not
closest?
like the most terrible thing I've heard because
No,
it's not. Of course,
it's not terrible.
really?
No, I think I've heard worse. And maybe we've never covered it on the show, thankfully. But I'm just saying,
Wait, we
it's
should
just
have
the
a-
expectation.
We should have a segment, Adidas top five worst songs we've ever covered on the podcast. Could you imagine?
No.
Could you imagine for Adidas to go back and pick the songs she thought were shit? That would be such good content, wouldn't it?
Dude, I'm down. I'm down.
Oh,
That
that'd
would
be
make
amazing.
me so comfortable.
It would make her so uncomfortable. Or Adidas top 5 worst songs of the year. She is the list.
No.
Here's the thing. I totally understand you guys putting this in low tingly, saying stuff like, "Oh, like I've never given a mild," because like I was like, I feel bad for all the songs I've given mild with this one. Like I don't know, man. This is just not up my alley. Like I don't like this one. Sorry.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
I think that's fair. All right, let's move to the second song. We got Lightsum with Pose. They are from Cube. They are stuck in the basement, guys. We need to help them out. They are literally in the basement. We have a lot of. We got some Cube news this week in the news too.
Okay.
Ain't looking good for Cube. But their last 3 songs, Honey or Spice, Alive, Vivice. I would say Cube. If certain things play out the way I think they might play out, the company might fold. Is something I'm thinking. I think it's
shit.
that bad. I think it's that bad. Yes. I think they're in a critical juncture right now.
Oh, boy.
Hey, we got Lightsum. Cube gave some money for them to gave them a song, but to be fair, they gave them like $10,000 to make this music video, which I feel bad about because the song isn't that bad. It's a pretty fun song.
The song's
I enjoyed
good.
it.
I like it
It's
too.
a good
Miami
yeah.
bass.
Yeah.
Why do you like this song, Warren?
It's a good. I like the production. It's a nice. We've said Miami bass a couple times on the show now. I feel like that's a rising trend in girl group music at the moment.
Summer song.
It really is. Feels very summery. Feels very low key, but it doesn't feel boring. There's good dynamics. Flows really well. The members for like there's not a moment where like I go, ooh wow, they're so great at vocals, but at the same time like it's very appropriate. It's
Very stable.
right, very stable, and like I was like, oh man, this is a nice jam.
I was impressed. I
And
was
then
impressed.
near the end, you have Choen come in with like another rendition of the final chorus, and I was like, oh my god, like we could have this. Like why couldn't we have more of this? This is great. And then because of that, I go back to the beginning of the song. I'm like, okay, now let's do that one more time. Let's run the back. It's like not bad.
I like the part that goes like that. Like that. Ooh, that part's great.
I know,
dude.
right? Yeah.
This is so good. Hey Cube. This is me talking to Cube here. Can we try a little harder with Lightsum, please? Like they clearly have good members going on here. They're pretty talented, and given what you gave them, which is very limited this time, I thought they did a great job. Right? What What about you, Anita?
I think I had low expectations. I'll be honest with Lightsum.
Yeah.
But this song I think has been at least the one that I've enjoyed the most, just sound wise. I feel like concept, like visual wise, or the music video, it was a little simple, but it's not bad. I feel like I wouldn't say it's like super low quality, but it is a difference if you look at their previous music videos, especially their debut.
Let's say what it is. They rented them an Airbnb and then picked out an empty room and decorated so it looked like the Airbnb, and that was the extent of this music video, right?
Well,
Yeah, I mean,
maybe I don't know. Maybe that's what happened. I don't know.
the thing is, like, it feels like that's a very familiar flavor for K-pop music videos. Like,
Nowadays, yeah, it's been very like
Actually, this is a
home
stock kitchen.
recording type.
Now that I look at it,
right?
Yeah.
Like, if I think really hard about it, like, it's like we're in this fantasy world where the members live together and they're having fun going about their daily lives. That's all that is. And sometimes that's all you need. It's a very familiar flavor for K-pop, you know what I mean? So I'm not too pissed off about that, especially because the song itself kind of mirrors that too. It's a very familiar melody, a lot of these repeated girl group tropes, but like at the same time, it doesn't feel old, it doesn't feel played out because it has all these nice little, tings and whistles in terms of like the production being really cool. Like, it's just like, I feel like I don't know how hard they thought about it, but like they ended up with something that's like pretty fairly creative and trendy in terms of production, right?
It's
like,
good. At
a-
certain points when the drum and basses come in, it's good as well.
Yeah, and like if you listen hard enough, there's like a nice house change up in the second act. The second half
That's
of
what I'm-
the second half of the chorus has these brass loops, which has this it almost does like a Baltimore house thing, and like that's. Again, there's like these distorted 808s that go on every now and then in the second verse and near the end of the song, and like all of these things keep the song fresh, and none of it feels complete out of order because they're all sounds that play really well together. So I mean, I don't know how much thought went into this, but I like the the thought that went into it. Like that,
It's
that
good.
worked really
It's
well.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially when like the beat hits in at certain point, you're like, oh, okay, we're doing this. Okay. Also, guys, we as a K-pop community must support anything Hancho One decides to do, because she got really effed by the monster that is K-pop people in the back rooms. The corporate people of K-pop at Mnet specifically really screwed her. Right, so she's one of those people that I will always support because of that. I feel like we should support her in that. If you don't know, she's one of the girls who got screwed out of being in IZ*ONE. Reportedly, she placed 5th, and they decided no, we don't want her in the group, so they screwed her out of that.
And the thing is, she sounds great in this song too. Like again, like
Oh,
that final run at the end.
She sounds great, but I was kind of surprised that she wasn't more throughout.
That's
the
exactly what
song.
I'm saying. I was like, you waited till the end to give me that lovely part.
Yeah, I felt a little rushed at the end. I think we could have
Yeah.
utilized her voice more, but
I feel like we could have sprinkled a little more Cho1 throughout.
yeah.
Overall, though, Warren, is this spicy for you?
Oh
Is
yeah,
this
it's
similar?
just spicy, easy peasy spicy.
After listening to the song maybe like 10 times today.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is spicy.
yeah,
It
there you
is.
go. It's a good song.
It is. Yeah. I need a high tingly for Anita, right?
Well, no, I really like it. If I'm just focusing on the song itself, because I feel like for me sometimes it's a coupling of both the visuals and the instruments, the sound. I think the sound is really, really good. I kind of feel like there could have been a little bit more with the music video. So it's a low spicy for me, just because
Oh,
I don't know. I feel like we had something
So
good
spicy,
and we didn't
whatever.
really go all the way, like really explore it. Like it did feel a little short.
Bro, it felt like you were building up towards like a high mild or some shit, and I was like,
Oh no, no.
Anita,
no.
it's like the Olympics. Any gold you get, it doesn't matter how you get there. You still gave the gold
it's
out,
a gold.
You know? It's a gold. It's still in the spicy.
You're still an Olympian, unless you're Raygun, apparently.
Oh.
You know, so this is an aside about the Olympics. There's like,
Yeah.
I watch a League of Legends streamer. His name's Kadrol.
Okay.
He's pretty big. He found out they were on Discord. They had a channel where they were saying, post your setup, right? Your computer or whatever you play video games at.
Yeah.
Someone was posting from the Olympics in his chat.
Whoa.
And that person ended up winning a silver medal in diving.
Wow.
Oh.
That's crazy.
So it was really funny because he's like, "There's an Olympian in the chat," you know? Yeah,
Shit.
yeah. It was a competitor named Maddie from Australia. She got silver in diving. So, yeah.
You said Maddie. For a second, I thought you said Natty, and I was like, "What? Our girl Natty?"
No. But I just thought that was funny. That was something I was paying attention to.
Nice.
All right, let's transition to the final song from Miss 9. Supersonic, they are from Pledis. I got to talk to Pledis too, but they released Me Now, Stay This Way, and DM. Honestly, this comeback feels like it only came up because people were like cursing at Fromis. I mean, not at Fromis, at Pledis for like the latter part of an entire year.
Cursing
right?
with Fromis.
Cursing with Fromis
Yeah.
at Pledis, shading Pledis online, being like, "Come on, we know you're a rich company. We can't get a comeback going. Like, what the f, guys?" And people were very angry online, both internationally and in Korea, were not happy. But we finally got something. It took a hot second to get this, though.
Really did. Should not have.
Me Now released June 5th, so it was like 14 months to get a comeback going. And Me Now charted 13th on Circle Chart, so it's not like it did bad. It was their highest charting song ever, and then they don't follow it up for 14 months. Ridiculous, right?
The argument, the devil's advocate argument in terms of why they haven't been coming back despite the success of Unlock My World has been that it actually didn't sell as much as they hoped for. Like,
correct. It sold 200,000.
Right, which is at the end of the day, like, not a bad sale, but at the same time, you have to think, okay, this was in 2023. This was back when there was a huge inflation in terms of home sales. The first week sales were about 116,000. That's not the most amazing, but that's still growth. It's just
it's objectively fine, but for a hype group, right? Hype umbrella group, not great.
That's exactly what I'm getting at. Yes.
I don't think the answer is to not have content, though.
Exactly. That's what no one wants, right? That's the worst thing you could do here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
But this, I kind of like this.
Hey.
Okay.
Hey.
Why?
I think this is also like a very different, not super different, but an alternate interpretation of the Miami bass sound, because this had that vibe too. Maybe a little bit more modern in my opinion, but I thought it was really good. It was very dancey, very, very fun. And it definitely sold like the summer vibes with the music video, the styling, the sets or the locations they chose. I don't know. I think it's a good comeback for them, especially now.
I agree. If I think about Fromis 9, like, the sound they established with Feel Special has been kind of the Fromis 9 sound.
Feel special?
Feel good. Feel good. Feel good.
Feel special.
Feel good. You know what I meant.
You make me feel.
Okay. Feel good. We go. DM and then
We Go is so good.
And then Stay This Way. All four of those songs had a specific sound, and by the time they got to hashtag Me Now, I was like, okay, like, I understand we like doing disco pop, I like that, but like maybe move on a little bit, and maybe Pledis had a bit of time to think in the 14 months of a fucking hiatus, and they're like, where can you take these girls? This feels like a very natural, feels like a very good progression, especially if you think about how much success Attitude had off of that first album. Remember Attitude? No? They were performing it everywhere. Doug, you liked Attitude. You listened to it at some point.
I definitely did. I don't remember. I
Yeah.
gotta refresh this shit. It's been a year.
That Attitude is definitely not. It's not breakcore. It's not.
Oh,
you know,
this
man
song.
bass.
Okay, yeah.
But it
I
was.
listened to this.
It felt like an introduction to Fromis 9, maybe a little more matured version of Fromis 9. Obviously, there was a bit of a jump earlier on after Love Bomb per se, but this feels like a good progression. Feels like a good evolution in terms of sound. It is obviously very trendy. I'm gonna go off of what I said and also say this reminds me a lot of Miami bass. Less so in, it doesn't sound like the actual 80s. It doesn't sound like the New Jeans interpretation at all. No.
Yeah.
But the rhythms are there. It's a lot more glitchy. It's a lot more breakcore. It's a lot more trap heavy. That's the, words I'm going to use. And by the time you get to the final run on the third chorus, it's really so well. There's these auto-tuned ad-libs in the background. And I know Doug hates autotune, but like it sounds so good. God,
it's okay on this track. It was fine.
That's good use of artistic autotune, my guy. That is fucking fire. that is spicy right there. That's some chili peppers on my fucking sandwich.
Can I say the one thing I don't like about this song? One thing.
All right, we're shifting. Okay.
Well, not really a big shift. I think the song's fine. I just found that the synths in the chorus particularly are really loud, and I felt like it drowned them out a little.
Okay. You're talking about the chords, you're talking about the synths, the booming bum
boom dun, dun. Bum. Yeah, that thing.
Yeah, I mean it's mixed a little loud, but I mean I can still hear their voices. I'm not complaining.
I just thought it was like 20% too loud.
That's a little fair. But I mean, speaking of the chorus, I felt like that was one part of the song where I felt a little lacking in, because I felt like they could have had a more explosive chorus. And don't get me wrong, I love the little gliding, da ba ba boo. Like I love that.
Okay.
That was fire. I like.
I liked it. When I heard it first.
Okay, same.
And then it goes again. And then I believe there's a third one before we end the chorus, right?
That's the chorus. That's the chorus.
And I mean, it's good because I remember it, right? Like it's something unique in the chorus that I feel like I can latch onto. I don't know if it had as much impact because it was repeated so many times in the chorus and then throughout the song. But I don't know. I think the vocals were very good, very, very stable. For this one, so I don't know. I don't mind it, but I feel like it might have had a different effect if it was a little more scattered or not as used as often. I don't know, but I remember that part too. It was something
they did it in the chorus. A total of 9 times, and I felt like that took away from the novelty of it a little bit. Like it was a great idea. The members pulled it off, like Song Ha-young and what's her name, Megan. What's Megan's
G1. Megan. You still call her Megan? That's hilarious.
Those two, they've become such good vocalists.
They're really good. Yeah, I think G1's really underrated in general. My full review on their first full-length album is on rateyourmusic.com. I gave it a 3.5 out of 5, which is actually decently pretty good. My biggest criticism of the album was that the vocals aren't there. That has been my one gripe with Fromis 9 since their debut. If you go back to their debut, they're not great vocalists. So much change, evolution between then and now. They sound really great. And then by the time I hit the second chorus, I think that's Baekjiyeon starting the chorus, and my God, she's become a lot better. Can we ever sing more? I hate whenever she raps it. I'm a Baekjiyeon fan. I think Fromis is the group that, like, when I say I don't like their rapping, this is like the group for me.
Yeah.
Even though I like Fromis, and even though I like the rappers a lot, right? As people. From this rapping, it's never good. I don't know. Is it just me?
It's okay.
I don't enjoy it, but nor did I enjoy the rap from Lightsum.
Did you guys like the whispering super? Supernova. Nova. Wait, what?
Okay,
Wrong song.
Sonic Nova.
Okay. Body bang. Sorry.
I liked it. I had no complaints. It was a very nice contrast to the rest of the chorus, you know?
I like this music video too. It was very summery and nice.
Very pretty.
Got some summer motifs. We're on that one like shipping pier that they have in Korea because it's always in music videos. This is where Luna did that music video back in the day as well, I believe.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
they have like one shipping thing. We have them in Jersey City over here. We got a bunch of them.
Oh, wow.
along the
It
coast.
reminded me of that scene in 2015 Hwang Jung-min. You guys know that movie? I know I'm doing that thing again.
New World.
No. That's no. We saw this together, just us three in that club we used to go to in college. 2015 Hwang Jung-min. Oh my god, I'm looking it up right now. Give me a second. This movie is called Veteran.
Oh.
Remember that scene in Veteran? That's what it reminded me of. And I was like,
Well, no. You know what this music video reminded me of?
what?
Fast and the Furious in general.
Oh, so many cars.
Oh yeah, I see that.
I thought this whole music video kind of had a lot of the motifs, like Fast and Furious. There's cars going on. There's like a garage scene. There's sparks coming off of their shoes. They end up on a like a pier in the summer.
Oh.
You know, like a dock.
I
It
can see
had a
that.
lot of Fast and the Furious vibes to me.
I could see that. Yeah.
Fast and
A
Furious.
family.
Oh,
You know, come on.
it's been a long day.
I watched the YouTube video a while back that it was like, when did Fast and the Furious like jump the shark and get too ridiculous? It was like and I think the unit they were using were like gigaludas or something.
What?
Gigaludicrouses. They made up a metric for how crazy the scenes are. It was a really funny video. I was just
Sorry,
found
what?
out my recommended. Yeah, gigaludas. Like
Stupid as shit.
so they're like, yeah, The Rock literally just pulled a tank with his hand, 7 gigaludas. You know, something like that.
Wasn't it around the fifth or sixth movie where they
Something
started
like
fucking like
Yeah, no, that was essentially where. And then, dude, by the end, they're in space.
They're in space.
Really, I did not stick around for that.
It just went out of hand. I remember back in the day, Fast and Furious was like, it was so cool. The first couple, Tokyo Drift was amazing.
Your drift.
Sorry, what?
it's
Fast
good
and Furious
times.
is a racing movie? I thought it's a stunt show.
At the beginning, it was about racing and cool cars. And then they got out of
No,
hand.
get out. I want to see cars race between building to
I mean,
building.
The way I know it's impactful is whenever I pick up like the new Forza game, which is one of the racing genres.
Yeah.
I make all my cars look like old Fast and the Furious cars.
Oh.
Like always, I pick up the liveries and the decals of the old cars, like Brian's, like GTR, things like that. But yeah, Supersonic. It's a fun summery song for me. A high tingly. I think I'm just not a huge fan of the chorus.
That was so spicy for me.
Same.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Good song.
All right. Other songs released during the last 2 weeks. There's a lot. Yuche, solo debut Awake, and Hype and B-side brought the heat back. B2B 90 Tan, which is a new unit from them. Tang Tang Tang. Celestia debut Panda. Woo! And then Black Swan released Roll Up. Infinite L had a solo debut. What's Not to Love? Ex-Nair Hero Save Me. Astro Sana solo debut Dive. Eunice Curious. Ongpyo, he left the group, or the group kind of imploded. He has a solo song out now. Wave 2024. There's a group. Well, it's technically a group now. Bang and Jung and Yu and Moon. This is a BAP remnant group. They released Gone.
Wow.
Catch the Young, Dream It. Got7, Bam Bam, Last Parade. Big Ocean, Slow featuring Young K. Big Ocean is the group where all the members are hearing impaired. So go check that out.
Oh,
Hyodin released
know
Wait.
about that.
NCT Jaehyun pre-release Dandelion and Roses. And then NMIX released a visualizer video called Sika featuring Kid Millie.
Hey.
That happened as well. Yeah, that Big Ocean group, please check it out. I saw some behind the scenes footage of like they were trying to tell the guys, you're a little offbeat. You got to think of the count this way. Like it's really cool what they're doing with that group. Yeah. All right.
Wow.
Spice King. Last time 2 weeks ago, back on episode 291, In Hypin, EXO, Only If You Say Yes, picked up its second crown. It's eligible for Hall of Spice. XG, Something Ain't Right, picked up its first crown. Second place, Red Velvet Cosmic. Third place, NCT 127 Walk. The new candidates are the 3 songs we covered. Somi, Ice Cream, Lightsum, Pose, From Us 9, Supersonic. I don't know if y'all are gonna like my chart. I have one.
It's okay. We don't have to like it, Doug. It's your opinion.
No, I hate your chart.
XG Something Ain't Right, first place.
That's fair. Okay.
That's like my song of the summer. I think out of
It's a
all the
good
songs this
song.
summer, I've listened to it the most.
Okay.
I'm extremely excited for the XG concert that I'm gonna get to go to in like
Nice.
2 months. Very excited.
Nice.
It's at Madison Square Garden, theater, not the main arena. But hyped for that. Second place, I'm gonna put Lightsum, Pose.
Nice.
Nice.
And then third place, I'll put in Hypin, EXO, Only If You Say Yes.
Ooh.
I
Wow.
still like that song. I think it's a great song.
That was
Yeah.
not something I expected.
That's my chart.
But it's a good thing you mentioned them, Doug, because I still have them in first place.
Wow.
I really like this song.
Holy shit. Okay.
And Hypin, EXO. Yeah, I don't know. I like the sound from them. I feel like their B-side, they had a music video for it, and they're promoting it as well. Definitely not EXO. It's a very different sound, and I think I prefer EXO.
EXO.
It's a good one. Second place, I still have XG. Something ain't right.
XG.
Something ain't
Something
It's
ain't
a nice
right.
song. It's just a great sound for them, great performance from them, and I think they've been doing a lot of like concert and like touring stuff. So
There ain't nothing better than bringing up the XG playlist, just playing it while you're doing other shit.
it's
oh,
good.
Everything
after
I do is A1
One
flawless.
flawless.
Yes.
Can go insane.
Pandemonium. Right.
yeah.
Third place for me though is From Us 9.
Ooh.
Yep, I'm gonna give it to Supersonic. I thought it was really good. I like the sound they're going for. The chorus super catchy. I hope we get more content from them more consistently, because I don't know. I feel like they've had a really, really good run with the last couple of comebacks, and this is also nice, so I'm liking it. I hope we get more.
Hi, I am the Flover in the room. From S9 is first place for me.
Nice.
Okay.
It's a good song. Maybe the chorus isn't perfect, but I'm not a perfect person. What can I say?
Nobody's perfect.
Nobody's perfect. I'm gonna follow that up with Lightsum on second place. With Pose.
Nice.
Very pleasantly surprised. Lightsum is not a group I follow very closely. I am enjoying what they are bringing to the table with this almost familiar rendition of this easy pop trend we've been getting. I like it. Good stuff. This is also saying that I'm almost having a clean slate at the moment. The other song we
Right.
covered, I was not a fan. What can I say? That leaves me with Something Ain't Right by XG. This is something I've been coming back to every now and then,
Ooh.
especially last week when we were covering
Also
XG.
impressed.
Through that World Cup thing, I was like, oh, is that they had that house song. I like the house song. House
Something ain't right.
house is good. Good house. I'm from Detroit. That makes sense.
All right. So SojuTalk and Gochu Gang, right? They also voted this week, and interesting result, honestly. Third place, 41 points. XG Something Ain't Right. Second place, 56. From Us 9 Supersonic.
Oh, the second place. Wow.
And in first place, 58. Red Velvet Cosmic.
Huh?
Wow, the
Wow.
staying power.
They still
wow.
have it. They still have it.
Rebel
yo.
loves.
Hey, yo.
Isn't that kind of crazy?
That is.
As a result, due to my calculations, third place this week is a tie between Hypin, EXO, Only If You Say Yes, and Lightsum Pose.
Wow.
6 points each. Second place with 9 from Miss 9 Supersonic.
Oh man, can't believe that's
Okay.
not
And in first place with 10 points, one more, picking up its second crown. XG something ain't right. Second crown.
Wow.
All right.
Wow.
That is the Soju chart for this week. Finally, we're at show winners. This is 2 weeks of show winners. Anita, hit us with them.
Got a couple of them. First off, we have Stray Kids with Chick Chick Boom. They won an M Countdown Music Bank and twice on Show Champion. Congrats to them. A total of 4 wins so far. And then we had NCT 127 with Walk. They won twice on Music Bank and once on Show Music Core. So a total of 3 wins. And then we had Jimin with Who. He won on M Countdown. And then G-Idol with Klaxon won on Inkigayo. Congrats to them.
That's nice.
This Klaxon song is very divisive, I think. Some people love it. Some people absolutely hate it.
Yo, one of my IRL friends, but we were like hanging out, and like a couple of them listen to K-pop, and one of them was like checking out my show, and no, they know I do the show, and we were hanging out, and they were like, "Oh, like, how was your episode last week?" And I was like, "Yeah, it was good." And she goes, "Did you check out the new G-Idol song?" And I was like, "Klaxon," and she was like, "Yeah." Did you like it? I was like, "Oh, that's all right. What do you want me to say?" Like,
Did
she was
they
like,
really like it?
She was like, "Did you actually like it though?" And I was like, I thought it was okay. It was like, I'm not gonna lie on the show. Like, guys, like,
did this friend really like it or hate it?
she thought it was lying for the purpose of the episode.
She thinks it's bad.
Yeah, because she thinks it's bad. So to that person,
I think it's bad. But I've been very open about that, right?
Yeah.
So, show winners, we're missing some of them because Olympics, but everything should be, the world is healing. It'll heal some more post-Olympics, and we'll get all the shows back, hopefully. Honestly, I'm so sad those are over. But, hey, end of part 1, so just like episode 293, we're going to talk about the news. There is so much ridiculous news this week. Like,
oh, man.
There's at least 5 to 6 could have been headliner newses that happened.
Wow.
But we'll see you guys then. 3, 2, 1. Boop.
Hello, SojuTalk Nation. This is Anita here with a quick PSA. If you would like to support SojuTalk Kpop Podcast, please like, subscribe, or follow us on whatever platform you're using. And consider joining our Patreon at patreon.com/SojuTalk or donating to us at paypal.me/SojuTalk. On behalf of the crew and myself, thank you. Now back to our regularly scheduled episode.
All right, part 2, so just like episode 293, we're back with all the crazy news that I was talking about previously. Unless you're under a rock, which, honestly, some people might be. My sister listens to the podcast. She's busy. She has a young child. She probably doesn't know this.
We got you, though. We got you.
Hey, Suga from BTS did an oof. Big Hit released an official statement on BTS's Suga electric scooter incident. So this happened back on August 7th, but within this apology letter, they stated what their account of what happened. They said on Tuesday night, June 6th, Suga used the word in Korean, they used kickboard, right? They used kickboard while wearing a helmet while returning home after drinking alcohol. After traveling about 500 meters, he fell while parking and was given a ticket and a license revocation as the result of a sobriety test by police officers who were nearby. The incident did not result in any personal injury or property damage, and he returned home under police escort. They apologized for the disappointment of his inappropriate behavior. As a social service worker, because he's in the military right now, he will receive appropriate disciplinary action from his employer for his behavior. Okay, this dropped. People were very shocked at what happened. Eventually, some footage released and people were like, that doesn't look like a kickboard, right? Because the footage came out of him driving down the road. He's sitting on it, right? So people are like, that's not a kickboard, that's an electric scooter. So eventually Hype had to come out and they released another statement saying, we'd like to clarify what kind of device he was sitting on, yada, 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 right? And there's been a lot of discourse online. I heard both in Korea and on the Western side. We got people saying, no one got hurt. Let's let this go. Other people are saying he did something terrible. We should kick him out of the group. People are like, for me, this guy did something bad. We should acknowledge he did something bad. He's gonna get the consequences. I don't think it's you know what I mean? I acknowledge that he did something bad, right?
Thankfully he wasn't hurt. Nobody else was hurt.
Thankful no one got hurt. But it is disappointing to do something like this.
It is a little bit.
DUI is a serious offense. Don't do that. Like, there's like no
under no circumstances, no drinking and driving, please.
It is a very huge strike of fortune that nobody was hurt, himself included. Like, it's just
very good.
So eventually, he did apologize. This is from Weverse. I'm not gonna read exactly what it is, but he acknowledged that he violated traffic laws. He said he didn't realize he couldn't be using this electric kickboard while he was under the influence. And then he said, I was parking and I fell, and then the police came over, and it is what it is, right? So he apologized for it. What came out later, though, was a couple things. Number one, he reportedly told police that he went out drinking, had one beer, and then went home. But the conflicting news came out that his blood alcohol level was a 0.227. So for context, in Korea, anything above a 0.03 is illegal. In America, anything above a 0.08 is illegal, and he blew a 0.227. So he blew about 7 times the legal limit.
Just so we're aware, if you're 0.227% on your blood alcohol level, most of y'all ain't walking. Like,
and this is now the drunkest K-pop DUI ever.
Yes. It is. This is
Selena.
the second drunkest Korean celebrity drunk scandal ever.
Yeah.
All of Korean media. Just putting that out there. It's a little high, guys.
Yeah, Anita, he beats your buddy Eunji one by a lot. Sorry, Anita.
Okay, for context here, the number one is a comedian from the fucking 90s called Choi Hyung-gi. He got a 0.26. The accident was in the 90s. The previous second place holder was Seron Kim from Azosi, Kim Seron. Remember that girl?
Oh, yeah.
And her career is effectively over.
She was a 0.227, so they got the same. They're getting the same number here. The difference, the nuance here is that she used a blood test, and she caused a big accident too. Right.
She hit a transformer on the side of the road with the car she was in.
The nuance here is that Kim Seron's number came from a blood test, and his number came from a breathalyzer. Breathalyzers tend to estimate the numbers a lot lower than they actually are. So just putting that out there. This is the information. Take what you will with that.
Yeah. So of course.
Unfortunate.
Of course, there was a lot of more discourse because they're like, that's more than one beer, you know?
Yeah.
Like, that's really dangerous, yada, yada, yada. So, there is that. That's pretty much it. I don't want to make too much judgment on this. I think a lot of people have had discourse about this online. I'll just say I'm disappointed that it happened. We'll see what this results in. Did get his license taken away, which you do. Yeah. Do you want to keep going? Something else happened in the Hive world. Do you want to see, guys? This one was kind of crazy.
Good. Good thing.
Not good. I wouldn't even call this bad. This is just.
This isn't terrible. No, the next one's not terrible. No.
Bang PD was spotted in Beverly Hills with Africa TV influencer.
Okay.
So, the crazy thing about how this happened, right? There's a YouTube channel called I Am Walking, right? So this is the type of channel, I don't know if you've ever seen these before, where people just strap a camera and they walk through like cities or interesting areas and they make YouTube videos that way, right? It's just random. I've seen them for like people on vacation where they just walk through areas with a camera on and that's their channel. They travel places and they show interesting footage. It just so happened that someone on a Korean forum was watching this video and said, isn't that Bang PD? And then the girl next to her is a Africa TV streamer known as Juicy Seon. And she's like, she at one point was Africa Streamer of the Year, I think in 2022 or 2021.
Wow.
She's a very big streamer in Korea. For reference, I know that she is what some people would consider scantily clad in this photo. People were making lots of judgment, right, about Bang PD. Why is he near this Africa streamer? What's their relationship? Yeah, right? Yeah.
Questions. A couple of questions.
Lots of questions raised.
For reference, Twitch, Africa is like Korean Twitch. It's a non-nudity site, but her content gets close to the line for what is allowed on Africa.
If I had a child, I would not be pleased if the child was watching her content. That's all I'll say.
I'll put it this way for people who watch Twitch, right? It's like the content that someone like a Amaranth gets away with doing on Twitch is essentially what she does on Africa. Yeah, that's all I'll say.
Don't know who that is, but
she's an equivalent in America.
Okay, okay, that's
right.
good to know. Hey, I mean, a rich man is hanging out with rich girl. It's no big deal, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so there was a lot of discourse online. They were saying he's just her tour guide. She came out with a statement describing how she met Bang PD, because apparently she stated on her live stream yesterday that at some point last year, someone contacted her impersonating people from Hybe. And then her sister, for some reason, happened to know Bang PD, was able to contact him. And then they sorted that out and the imposter got arrested. So that's how she knows Bang PD. And then she was in Beverly Hills by chance and she wanted to go eat at Nobu, which is a very famous restaurant in LA.
Nobu, bloody
so they
hell.
contacted Bang PD so they could get into Nobu. And then Bang PD was like, hey, you're in town. Let me show you around LA. So that's what they claim happened here. And that's how we got this photo.
I mean,
and then there's another image of him taking pictures of her. So take from
helping her out.
You could think what you want about this situation.
The point of conversation with this one is like, I mean, at the end of the day, we don't know what actually is going on behind the scenes. The point of conversation about this is we have to go back to where this began. This began on an online board in Korea. Somebody randomly found it. That original post is still there, but a bunch of the other posts that blew up after that on several different boards all got taken down. I'm talking all the boards, Doku, Instas, fucking FM Korea, all of these, Gedrip.net, all of these sites, all of them got taken down. And people are like, you know, like that's a lot of evidence for a conspiracy theory about Hybe and their media plays. You know what I mean? Like that's where we're like, you know, that's where the talk is happening, you know, like what's going on.
And there's talk about like, well, this isn't the first time Bang PD was seen with like famous models in other foreign countries as well, because this happened previously. We
know what he's into. That's awesome. You know, that's cool, man. I hope
also, she wore this outfit on the stream yesterday. She did.
I mean, low key, like if this was not a stunt, she knows how to make money. Let's be honest.
Well, okay. The other context of this is she's in a competition show that just dropped on Netflix this past week.
Yeah.
Called The Influencer, I watched that show. I watched all 4 available episodes. They have 77 Korean internet celebrities. They bring them together and they have a competition who could be the biggest influencer. And she happens to be on the show the week this comes out. And she happens to be one of the main characters. Because you know how competition shows, you end up with a certain group of like, these are the main characters of the show. She's in like the top 7 people of that show as well. So it's just like all happening at the same time is kind of crazy. The show's good too. Maybe. Go watch it. Go watch The Influencer. It's a good show.
If all this is happening at the same time is a coincidence, dude, like it's, man, what a world we live in, you know? Like,
yeah, that's why, like, I don't want to cast judgment on his relationship with her, what's going on, but it's just like, to me, something, you know, Spidey sense a little bit, right?
Again, like, he's coming in to save his son from the public's eyes, divert attention away from the DUI, man.
I know, so there's just, I don't know, this just dropped the same way. I was like, Jesus Christ, this is all crazy. So that all happened. Let's keep going. There's a little bit of other one. So a former SM CEO, Kim Young-min, has now become the new chairman of Hybe Japan.
Wow.
Whoa.
So this man literally just jumped the aisle. He's like,
Yeah. A switch.
So there is
Playing
that.
the little switcheroo.
This leads into my SM news.
Okay.
First one, the founder of Kakao, Kim Bum-soo, formerly now has been arrested and indicted for SM stock manipulation. He can be held in detention during the trial for 2 months and extended up to 6 months. So, in Korea media world, he's one of the most powerful people, right? So
At the moment, yeah. Hey, fuck off.
So that happened there. All right. So here's exactly what they're accusing him of. They accuse him of instructing a group of executive to block Hybe's tender offer and acquire SM in a way that would not reveal Kakao's involvement. Following the directive, Kakao executives systematically mobilized large amounts of money to execute the crime of market manipulation. It is alleged that Kakao Group purchased SM shares with Kakao funds that had nothing to do with their entertainment business and should have been used to operate their affiliates. So basically, they're accused of when Hybe wanted to buy SM, Kakao was like, no, we want to buy it. Let's drive up the price. Let's do this shady shit without telling people behind the scenes so that we can get it and not them. That's what they're accused of.
Don't do that.
Yeah. Once you get into things that like billions of dollars, everything you do is like gonna be super scrutinized. So that happened, but then a big business report about SM came out. They talked about money. Pretty much album sales drove the increase in revenue. So they are going up actually. They have more revenue, which is rare right now in these times.
Oh, wow, that's crazy.
But the more interesting thing for our listeners at home is they announced what they're going to be doing in the second half of the year, right? Second half of the year activities include, let me get this going, NCT 127 regular album, aespa and Rise first Japanese singles, SM first British group Dear Alice will debut in August. There is footage of this group out.
Wow.
It's kind of funny, the footage. They're just like, yeah, we're going to Korea. Woo! And then we're going to train. And then you hear one of the Korean trainers go, when are you guys going to get this right? In a very angry voice, one of the trainers says. Also, NCT Wish, Shiny Key, NCT Jaehyun will have new albums. Virtual Artist Novice confirmed to debut.
Finally!
God.
In Q4, Taeyeon and aespa will release mini albums and a new girl group will debut. Additionally, a 5-member trot idol group will be formed through a TV program to be aired in Korea and Japan, and they will go on a nationwide tour afterwards. And then SM plans to debut a boy group 2025.
Is this all feasible?
So at a minimum, we have Novice debut, new girl group, Trot TV show, boy group next year. That's what they're saying.
The thing that makes the most sense here is the 5-member trot group that will go have a nationwide tour right after. That makes total sense. That's like just money waiting to be invested.
Yes.
Dude, I don't know about the other ones. Like, I guess I see the girl group, but another boy group next year.
If you look at this photo, look how much this is. I didn't even list all this. This is all the stuff that they say is going to happen.
That's
Q3,
so much.
Q4.
Oh my
all
god!
these people are going to come back. Like literally
It
everyone.
has kind of already started, right? Like
Yes,
the NCT 127 album.
We got Ki
Right.
Chanyeol, Jaehyun, Wavy, NCT Wish, Sungmin, Hyoyeon, NCT Dream, Rise, Novice, TVXQ, Mino, NCT Dream again, NCT Wish, Yesung, Taeyeon, Irene, Wavy, aespa, Mark, new girl group. All happening by the end of the year.
Wow. I mean,
all
right.
hope it goes well.
Hope they can
Hope it
manage all
happens.
of it.
I have further news though, speaking about this new girl group that they're gonna apparently debut by the end of the year. This one. Haeun failed to debut in the girl group,
heard
has
about
left
this.
SM.
Oh, who is this person?
This is
She
that
was-
girl who back in the day was the cute little dancing girl who was in all the end of the year award shows.
Yeah, she was in a lot of.
And she has that
variety
YouTube channel that has like 2-3 million subscribers.
Oh, Awesome Hun. She's an
Yes.
09er.
Yeah.
Okay.
She became an SM trainee a couple years back. Apparently, she failed to debut in the new girl group, has left the company.
My God,
Wow.
she was very popular. What happened?
Yeah. That's kind of surprising, isn't it? Everyone thought she
Yeah.
was going to be like the headliner of that new group. She's very famous, but apparently it didn't work out. I'm gonna assume if she wants to debut somewhere else, someone will pick her up because she's very good at
She
dancing.
could, I guess, but
Yeah.
yeah.
She did not cut it at SM Entertainment. Additionally, SM plans to grant all their employees 50 shares of their stock. The stock grant is intended to encourage dedicated employees to successfully implement the change to the multi-production system, as well as to motivate them for future growth. So they're like, hey, this 3.0 thing's kind of going well. Here's some money, guys. How much does it actually equal? What is SM trading at right now?
I was actually looking that up right now, and I got SM Energy instead.
Okay, it's trading, if you convert it, about $55 a share. So 55 times 50. Hey, they gave each employee like $3,000.
Wow.
Not bad.
That's not bad, actually.
I want $3,000. Not bad.
If you were working and the boss handed out a medal, they're like, yeah, we're all getting like $3K. Everyone would be happy, wouldn't you think?
Oh, bro, I'm there for the next.
Pretty good bonus.
I'm there,
yeah.
man. I love you, boss.
This is just a reflection that SM is doing well while a lot of these other companies are doing bad.
That's kind of crazy, man.
Yeah, it cost the company like $2 million. It says here, 20 UC to do this.
Wow.
So hey, let's get it. Let's go to the next giant one. So this is the Cube one.
Oh boy.
Okay, with the announcement that G-Idol leader Soyeon's contract expires in November, attention is being paid to her in the future. According to music industry insiders, it is reported that Soyeon is considering several companies, including KOZ Entertainment, the subsidiary of HYBE led by Zico.
Zico's.
I mean, that makes sense, right?
So the main thing is, Cube acknowledged her contract is up in November, right?
Mm-hmm.
She has Cube by the balls right now, does she not?
Yeah.
That's
Like-
the way to put it.
Yeah.
She literally does.
She's tugging on their balls one by one.
So
Okay.
people are like, well, no, maybe she'll stay at Cube. But there's been a little bit of controversy about her throwing shade at Cube.
Ooh.
lately.
Do spill, my boy. Do spill.
Okay,
Some tea.
so for context, her grandmother passed away
Oh.
in the first week of August, right?
Oh.
She posted on SNS stating, my friend, my grandmother, I'm sorry I couldn't be by your side at the end, using the excuse of being busy, even though I called you my best friend, right? So her grandma passed away. She was very sad, obviously, about it. Her sister posted an Instagram story with, them and their grandmother, yada, yada, yada. She had to perform at a concert, the start of the world tour, like the day after, 2 days after.
Oh, man.
Reportedly, she didn't get to go to the funeral because she had to perform at the thing, right?
Oh, man.
I don't understand why they wouldn't.
So she cried at the concert. One of her solo tracks she performed was "Is This Bad Bitch Number," right?
That's her song, yes.
She rapped lines like, so she changed the lyrics. And she said lines like, contract ends in November, who can stop me? Do I have to care about this shit?
Oh. That's very direct.
So she said that. People were talking about it. She released a statement. Here are some things I found interesting. She said, the performance in question does not involve any lies, nor do I hide it from the company. We rehearsed it dozens of times in front of everyone, and it was a stage we created together. Despite many things we've been going through together over the past 10 years, I don't harbor any negative feelings toward the company just by reading articles in the media. So, bro, there's a lot of food for thought here.
Oh.
I'm so sad she was in that position.
So, also, Cube didn't comment because it seems like her contract end date versus the rest of the groups is not the same.
I wonder why.
It doesn't seem like they're at the same time because they didn't say anything about the rest of the members.
Wait, Cube did respond to these lyrics, though.
Yeah, Cube's...
Yeah, because they
Well,
put out a press release.
Yeah, Cube stated that the members' contract renewal is scheduled for next year, other than Soyeon, right?
Right.
And that Cube's lyrics were simply part of the performance.
Huh? That's not what I'm reading.
Oh, okay, then read what you said, because that's what it says in this article.
I'm seeing another press release here where she did not reveal the lyrics to the label and that she was not a part of the rehearsals.
Oh.
shit.
Quite the
Okay.
opposite then.
Yeah,
Well,
the
regardless,
marketing
that-
team was not aware of this performance in advance. Is the official word from Cube.
That's fanning the flames then, right?
But like on the other hand, the lyrics were on the screen during the performance. You know what I mean? So there was a certain level of buy-in within the company, just not full buy-in. That's what I'm
Yeah.
getting at. Look, all I'll say is the moment you perform it, the moment you like the lyrics are on the screen and whatnot, and like it's out there, man. Like,
hey, everyone's thinking now. Like, hey, at the end of the day, we kind of feel like people are saying if she does re-sign with Cube, they're gonna have to give her the world, aren't they? Right? Like, they
It
have
has to be the greatest contract for her.
but
Yeah.
like, are
Like,
we that
yeah.
surprised that she doesn't want to sign with Cube? Let's be honest.
No, they've been.
No.
If you could look up G Idol dissing Cube, there's full YouTube videos of it.
Yeah, and like, let's be very honest. Like, she produces the whole thing. There's nothing tying her down to Cube at the moment. Like, what part of the Cube infra does she rely on?
People are saying, like, I heard
Nothing.
someone say this is no news, but someone said, if she stays, they're basically gonna have to make her own company, right? I think that's
Give
what
her
she
own
wants.
sub label, yeah, or something.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah,
at a
subsidiary.
minimum.
The thing is, like, I don't know where the KOZ rumors coming from, but like that makes a heck of a lot of sense because like she's been working very closely with Pop Time under KOZ. Like that all checks out.
Hey, this is interesting at the end of the day, right? Like, we're gonna have to see how this plays out because regardless of how this plays out, it's gonna be in her favor for sure. She consistently puts songs in the top 5, if not number 1, right? So
Yep.
The fact that they made her perform 2 days after her grandmother passed
so-
away.
Yeah.
Just so we're very aware, in Korea, funerals happen for 4 days. It's a 4-day event. That means 2 days into her passing, funeral's ongoing. That's like, you're still in the... That's a really fucking terrible move. Like,
and as Soyeon is someone who's had like 8 number 1 songs in the past 4 years, right? Like or not number 1 song, 8 top 10 songs in the past like
it doesn't
4
matter
years.
if she's successful or not. This is just a very just shitty fucking move.
Really
Like,
insensitive. Yeah.
the funeral's not over. Like, what the fuck? I'm sorry. Let's move on.
Let's make predictions. What do you think's gonna happen?
KOZ.
I don't know if she can stay. I don't know if she really wants to stay.
Do you think Cube would reorganize them as 4? Well, what would they do there for the rest till the end of next year?
No.
I think
She
they
would
might
have
pull a
her.
Mama Moo thing,
Yeah.
right?
Like, she would have her own separate thing going on over there, but like for G Idol, she'd be active with the rest
Yeah.
of G Idol. Or
What if she just tell the girls, ride it out the next half of year till your shit's over and then come to my thing,
Hey.
that's also possible.
right?
I also feel like it's very possible she creates her own label, and like while she's setting stuff up, G Idol wraps up the rest of their
And
contract.
she's writing songs behind the scenes for them for right when we get out,
like
right?
she's, getting ready. Like that's the thing.
That could happen too, but yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what happens. That, all right, let's go. 21 sells out their 15th debut anniversary concert. 400,000 people apparently applied
Wow.
to get tickets to this 2-day event at the Olympic
days.
Park Olympic Hall, which is a pretty big venue in
Wow.
Korea. They sold out like instantly. And they are apparently they're going to further expand to a global tour schedule soon. Wow. So, hey, seeing 21 would be kind of fun, wouldn't it?
That'd
lot of
be
fun.
Yeah.
Hype.
That's very exciting. I'm very excited for this. I think it should be a lot of fun. I would consider going to that for sure. Next one, K-pop nominees at the 2024 VMAs. So in the best K-pop category, Jungkook featuring Lato 7, Lisa Rockstar, NCT Dream Smoothie, New Jeans Super Shy, Stray Kids La 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 La, and TXT's Deja Vu. Those are the nominees
Right.
for best K-pop.
Nice.
We have a prediction. I think
don't
Jungkook
know.
7 should win this, to be honest.
That was a good one, yeah.
He's got the best name value here, doesn't he? Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's keep moving. Hey, Chewy solo debut.
Oh
Wow.
yeah.
First week of September.
Let's go.
Kind of exciting, right? About
I'm so curious.
Chew. Let's go. I wonder what this is gonna be like, right?
Yeah,
'Cause
I can't
I've
really
never considered her like a critical musical member of that group. You know?
Honestly, yeah, no, it's like I would have expected to see Chaeyoung's album before this. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, but
Here we go,
get it.
September 6th. Mark your calendar.
All right. Keep going. Let's see. Next thing. So, we got some 50-50 news. The first thing that came out
man.
was David Young, who invested in 50-50, has been arrested on August 3rd by Singaporean police for fraud. He is accused of directing company officials at Evergreen Assets Management to falsify a tax invoice dated September 2021 for the bulk sale of household fittings and appliances to a person named Roy Teo. So this guy was involved in that 50-50 investigation where they had like fake COVID tests, and you remember things like that we were talking about?
He was a part of
He
that
was
shit?
apparently one of the players in that, because he was one of the investors in that company in 50-50. So he recently got arrested. So that was the first thing I was like, oh, okay, there's some 50-50. Next thing that happened, where are this? Oh, yes. Oh, the three members of 50-50 who are not in 50-50 anymore, Sena, Aran, and Shio, they signed with an IOK company subsidiary called Massive ENC. They are expected to start again in the second half of the year as a new girl group. So someone signed the 50-50 Remnant Girls.
Interesting.
Okay.
IOK, that's interesting.
IOK company is most known for who?
Who?
Alice. It's the Alice company, right? So they ended that Alice thing real quick. And they're like, hey, these are the girls now.
Interesting. Okay.
You remember we were under the impression that no one wanted to touch these girls with a 50-foot pole because of the controversies, right? But
I guess not.
it's happening. And by the way, we have even more 50-50 news.
Oh man.
Where is it? Yeah, they announced the four new members to the three new members: Chanel Moon, Yeowon, Hana, and I think there's one more.
Athena.
That's
the
and we
fifth
have
girl.
originally Kina, who was already in it.
Right.
Oh,
I'm surprised.
they
Chanel.
doing it.
The top comment wrote Chanel, I'm so disappointed at you. Oh my god.
Okay, for people that don't know, so Chanel was in the survival show that made Islet. Are you
next? Yep, there she is.
She was pretty popular in that one. I think she was one of the favorites to make it to the final lineup. Unfortunately, she didn't.
She placed
but
11th on like the 9th episode. Is what it's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really surprised.
Hey, we getting 50-50. They running it back finally.
They are.
We'll see where the new 50 and the old 50 go from here. This is an interesting diversion.
Can they debut on the same
50
week,
and a
please?
50.
That'd be so funny.
That would be so
That'd
crazy.
be chaos.
Yo, that would get us a
crazy.
lot of views. I'm not complaining.
It would. We could call the video 50-50 Civil War, right? And drop it. So that happened. Additionally, Sowon, formerly of G-Friend, she's leaving her company. She's a full actress right now. She left that. So if you're interested in that, that is what it is. Wheein has ended her contract at The Live. Hasn't been going too well there, apparently. She's out of there. Get me out of here.
Scam, so yeah.
We got that one there. Beijing Young left CIX and C9.
Oh man.
And he was like the guy in the group. And then
Man.
C9 came out and stated, yeah, we're still going to run with the other dudes. We got a 4-member group now.
Oh, okay.
So, I don't know.
I wonder what he's gonna do. Solo? Maybe?
How old is he at this point? This man is 24. Hey, he could do
Yeah.
like 2-3 more years of
Could.
something before military.
We'll see.
I don't know, dude. At a certain point, I remember Warren was into CIX in their music whenever we brought it up. He was like, I like this.
They were good.
Their first
good.
couple releases are great. That whole cinema movie thing. they used
I
to do.
remember that one.
Good time.
But it hasn't been. I haven't heard too much of them lately, so maybe that's a symptom of it. Got that. Boom, boom. Get that out of here. So Yehua announced one of the dudes, Hwarang from Tempest. He's gone. No more Hwarang.
Oh, what? What? They're pretty new.
I don't know what happened over this past 2 weeks. Everyone just decided I'm leaving the group. Like, let's get out of here.
They're just bouncing out randomly. What the hell?
Yeah, so that happened there. But on happy news, 17 announced world tour in the United States. Rosemont Allstate Arena, Belmont USB Arena, San Antonio, Oakland, Los Angeles.
Wait, they're not coming to
No, USB Arena is New York.
Oh, okay, never mind.
That's the one in Long Island.
Oh, okay.
But they also announced that by the end of 2024, Jonghan will be enlisting in the military. June will be focusing on his acting career for the rest of 2024. So both of them are not in the world tour.
Oh, that's so sad.
Oh man,
This is also critical because this is the first 17 guy to go to the military.
yeah.
Now.
This begins the long era of 17's enlistment era.
Wow.
So if you want to go to the world tour, we got 11 dudes. We have no June, and Jonghan might be there, but we don't know how much of the tour.
I
No, he's not going to
mean,
be there for any of it, it says. Yeah,
11 dudes is better than no dudes. Like, it's gonna be no dudes after this for a while, I think. So, I'll go
true.
if I could get tickets if I'm a fan. You know what I mean?
Yep. And then finally, September 14th and 15th in Long Beach, California, the Crazy Super Concert. They actually have a good lineup. Yo,
Whoa.
Espa both days. On the first day on the 14th, Akmu Katsai, Lay, Sunmi Zero Base 1. The second day, 15th, Espa, Bam Bam, CL, DK, The Kid Leroy, Zero Base 1, MC Kim Jong-guk.
Yo,
Wow.
This is actually, this feels like a K-Con lineup, you know? Like,
It does.
I like how just DK's going. The rest of 17, they're just sending DK.
just DK.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So if you are in, of course, everything only happens in the West Coast, guys. But if you are there, get some more concerts to go to.
We apparently live in fake America over here. It's just doesn't count.
Yeah. Maybe Kim Jong-guk's long lost daughter, the one who attends USC or UCLA, will be at this concert, guys. Yes.
Oh.
That's been like a running man joke for the last 10 years, Anita, that he has a daughter in,
I didn't
in
know.
LA. Yeah. That's all the news. Let's see. Next week, what do we got? Card, Pentagon Hui, AB6, Lucy, Lunate, Blackpink Lisa, Mimi Rose, Arc Debut, Drippin, Nmix, SF9, Taemin.
Oh shit, we got a solid lineup.
Quite a
Lisa,
mix.
Nmix, Taemin? Perhaps.
I hope. Maybe.
All right.
Why shall
That ends part 2 SojuTalk episode 293. After the break, we are going to be reacting to the feedback we got for the girl group tier list. So we'll see you then. 3, 2, 1.
And here's an extra special shout out to all of our Fiesta Patreons on patreon.com. Bagel, Charles, Cotton Ball, Ellie, Gogu Mama, Honey Pools, Liam's Games and Toys, NJ Parks, South Texas Once, Siu Sumi. And thank you for joining Soju Talk, your weekly shot of K-pop. Thank you, really.
And special thanks to our Discord server mods: Jacob, K Music Erday, Koala, Max, No Bias Nuda, Tuggles, and Wolf297.
All right, we are back at it. State of the Nation. All right, we released the tier list video last
We did?
week.
Yeah.
If you didn't watch it, stop, go watch that. Come back. Okay, you're back. Warren, as the person who monitors a lot of our comments and feedback, how would you say the feedback is relative to our older tier list things we used to do back in the day?
Honestly, not bad.
Not bad? People
Not bad.
weren't too angry at us?
No, people weren't too angry. Okay, don't get me wrong. There were
good.
stupid comments here and there. Like, but like, I mean, like,
Yeah, we got called stupid, and I got an F. People send the F bomb. So where we put certain groups. Yeah.
but like, let's be
What's
honest.
to be
YouTube comments,
expected?
some of it's unproductive.
Yeah.
Unproductive. Like that's fine. It's totally understandable.
With
That's
all
just the nature of
feedback,
the platform.
there were certain trends or certain groups people were talking about a lot, right? We were getting a lot of feedback about certain groups and their placement.
There was a couple groups that got brought up a lot. Doug went through the effort of pulling out a couple comments, a couple messages that were in Discord about these groups. We're gonna go through each of these groups. The one I can use as a throwaway example is because it's not one of the topics covered today is QWER. Like people are like,
yeah.
Warren, they do not deserve to be in A tier,
are
let
they?
alone fucking B tier.
Yeah.
And in hindsight, I'm like, okay, maybe you know what? Honestly, like I saw their
Yeah.
sales after they weren't that high. I'll be honest.
A lot of people, okay, let me do an aside before we get into this, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people who don't listen to our content, they skip to the end of the thing and they had no clue about the methodology or the disclaimers we gave.
Yeah.
People were like, why isn't this group included? And we're like, well, we told you at the beginning. And then the big controversial thing was when we put Ivan Le Seraphim in A at the beginning.
Oh my
before we
God.
put them in S, people lost their
Lost
minds. People were so angry at us. And some of the arguments about Ive particularly made sense to me, but people were unreasonably angry with us. Like, it was like, holy shit, relax, guys.
It's okay. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go through a bunch of these arguments. We're gonna see if they have a point. You know what I mean? Like I changed my mind about QWR. I'm like, they do not belong in A tier anymore.
I've changed my mind on a couple of these groups because I also think a lot of people didn't remember that we weren't looking at numbers during this thing.
Yeah,
we were
no
just going on
metrics.
feel. But when you have access to the metrics, or you could see what awards they won, or you could see how many album sales, I think it's a lot easier to make judgment than we did. But we were just going on vibes. But let's go, Warren.
Okay, so again, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go through each group. We're gonna see if they have a fair argument, and maybe potentially change where they fall in the tier list. Does that sound good to you guys?
Oh, we're gonna actually change. Okay, let's do that.
Why don't we? Why not? Why not? Let's change it.
Yeah,
All right.
go.
All right. First argument. We have Baby Monster. How can Eilip be? How can Eilip be A tier when Baby Monster is in B tier? There was a lot of commentary around Baby Monster.
This was the most tame of those type of comments.
It really is. Not gonna lie.
There were a lot of angry ones about this.
Okay, honestly, the amount of people that were pissed off about Baby Monster leads me to believe Baby Monster is popular. You know what I mean?
I was trying to tell y'all during the tier list that Baby Monster is popping off
Well,
right now.
okay, we have them in A right now, right? Is that
No,
what
we have them B.
Here's okay. At the end of the day, now that we have access to metrics, right?
Yeah.
Now that we have full access, Sheesh was number 10 song on Circle Chart. It sold 700,000 albums in this economy.
Okay, the thing is, I see them in a similar boat as XG because I just don't see a good enough Korean fandom. I don't see general public relevance in Korea. I don't see a giant public relevance in the West either. Like,
No, bro. They got the Southeast Asia rub going on.
I feel like in order to put them in A tier, you gotta have a wider appeal. I stand by my argument with B tier.
No, I would personally put them in A. If I wanted them in A, or I was debating it the whole time.
I think the argument at the time was that they for the group they are, right? Who they are under, like the company and like the members.
And the
it
Blackpink
felt-
legacy.
Yeah, it felt a little underwhelming that the last couple of releases have not been, I don't know,
Good.
such huge hits as you compare like other girl groups from YG. So I feel like that was, I guess, maybe my personal like stance of like a little bit of an underperformance. Not necessarily saying that they're going down or anything. I feel like it was just room for improvement is what we came down to. But I do know they're popular.
The thing
And-
is,
700K. That's all I'm gonna say.
I mean, I
Those-
get
those
that,
numbers are
but
strong.
like, Islet has a big fandom. They have great general public relevance. They have a Song of the Year contender right now.
I know they got a song here, but they got one song. They don't have. They're like, well, let me look up their number. Their sale
One
number
song,
real
but
quick.
good song. Y'all were pissed
Obviously.
off I put Islet top 10 instead of top 3 or some shit. That was y'all, not me. Like, just put in there. How much sales did Islet have? Now that we're done with the tier list, then we can, look at Wikipedia.
About the same amount.
Good sales! I stand by my comment. Baby Monster, I understand they have a big fandom in the Southeast Asian market, but that's such a limited market.
No. What the argument is, they both sold 700,000. Islet did have a Song of the Year candidate, right? Baby Monster did have a top 10 song when it came out.
Top 10 song is nowhere near top song of the year.
I understand that. But the argument is, you have to say they're somewhat near at least Kiss of Life, who's an A. That's the argument.
Okay, you know what?
I can see that.
I can definitely see that. But if that is what it is, I'm going to pull Kiss of Life down to B.
Really?
Yeah. Because I think I overestimated Kiss of Life. I was on that sticky hype train. This is what it is. I'll be very honest.
Let me put it this way. I think it's easier to just bump up Baby Monster because we know their next thing's gonna be huge too.
But that hasn't happened yet.
700 is huge.
I think you keep them in A, and if it doesn't pan out, they go down.
You go back to B.
Oh man, we did this whole thing not based on potential, but based on where they are right now.
Let me put it this way. With their last
the numbers
releases,
are like Islet.
with their last releases, the other groups in B combined is in 700,000.
One is not like the others.
But XG is selling so much more.
Selling so
Are
much
they?
more in Korea?
No, album sales. You said 700,000.
No, they're not.
No,
they're not.
somebody in the YouTube comments lied to me. Which one of you fuckers was it?
So the only thing I got numbers for is New DNA, the EP.
Oh,
Right? Korea and Japan combined 75.
I see ya.
Like, I understand they got way better music, but the only number on their wiki for sales numbers is New DNA, right? Because everything else is a non-album single, right?
Okay.
Only New DNA is a physical. It's
They're
70,000.
cooking though. We know this.
Again, all I will say is that Baby Monster's market at the moment is so limited. If we go off of the argument that their one market is doing really well, that brings back my argument for QWER. They're doing really well with the general public. They actually performed for a major college, multiples. That they have collabed with Riot. You know what I mean? So I still vote them in B, but
I don't. What do you, Anita?
Anita, what are you?
I mean, I'm willing to put them in A
Fine.
because of the numbers, right? But
Let's just put it this way.
Low A, high B.
Anita and I will
that
be
area.
proven right, independent of the song quality, with the next physical release for Baby Monster. It'll be humongous.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see.
It will be. It'll be humongous.
I mean, we don't know what this is gonna look like in 2 months.
Well,
just
whatever.
putting that out
Adjust it. Go to the next
All right, we're gonna move on to the next one. Next topic is Dreamcatcher. Somebody in the YouTube said this was very depressing as a Dreamcatcher stan. I've never heard of QWER. Dreamcatcher tours often, has a light stick and an incredible fan base. Crow on the Discord, vocal DC fan, has said, I think based on who you ended up putting in B and C, Dreamcatcher should have gone to B, but still, should have still had the gatekeeper spot.
Gatekeeper. So he's saying you should put them at the end of B. That's what
Yes.
a lot of people were suggesting in the comments. Put them in B, but at the end, because they tour more than almost any other group.
Okay, honestly, somebody also on the YouTube comments were posting from the perspective of a European fan and how active they are and how big the audience is over there. And you know what? I may have overlooked at that. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna lie. I don't know anybody in Europe IRL at the moment other than the folks in the Discord. And that barely counts. Actually, I have some coworkers over there, but they're not gonna listen to Dreamcatcher. They're in their mid-30s. I mean, that doesn't mean they can't be. You know what I mean?
If I look at the other groups and see, they're doing better than those groups.
They objectively are.
I'll put them at the end of B.
Low B.
That's where they should be.
Low
The
B.
lowest of B. Put them
All
there.
right.
Look, they're literally gatekeeping it. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Dreamcatcher
next
moves to
one.
next tier with
Next one was a group that people aren't even arguing about where we put them. They're arguing about how we got to that conclusion.
Oh my god. So this was
yeah.
Ive.
This is the most tame of those comments too.
Okay, can I read the comment now?
Yeah.
Okay. The comment said, some points to make. Not gonna lie, y'all had me throwing hands at how Ive almost didn't make it to S tier laugh. Don't let the recent Heya and Ascendio era fools you. They're still very likely among the top 3 most popular groups in South Korea right now. Numbers, popularity, and impact-wise, they were easily on the same caliber as aespa, NewJeans, and G-Idol. Simply put, pretty much none of the achievements that these groups have that haven't got already at this point. Music show wins, all kills on charts, million album sales, awards, Daesung wins, world tour, major festival appearances, etc. So they're saying they are easily at the same level of popularity as aespa, NewJeans, and G-Idol.
I agree.
I agree, and that's why we ended up with them.
But you two did put them in A at the beginning. That's
You know what
what
it is? Because like I would have agreed last year.
That's okay. That was my reasoning as well. Like,
Exactly. Like
Heya and Ascendio did fool me a little bit. Like I was a little
what? No, don't
not
say the word
necessarily
fool me.
concerned,
Don't
but like
ignore it. Those songs still happened. People didn't like it. Don't ignore the fact that people didn't like it. You know what I mean?
yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not ignoring the fact that I Am was popular. I'm not ignoring the fact that the 3 songs before it were wildly popular too.
Okay. To give you numbers,
Yes.
1.7 million still.
For the latest one,
Yes.
Fine, but like
and that's why they're an S.
that is yeah. Also, like also okay.
That number transcends song quality or song reception.
No.
I guess it's
I've said this multiple times about album sales. 1.7 million does not indicate the popularity of that song. It indicates the popularity of the song before it. So, the actual impact of Heya, Ascendio, all that we don't know yet. That's all I'll say. I've had that
one.
argument multiple times. Yeah,
Heya won number 2.
I know. Again, the impact is gonna be with the next song. At the end, though, we put them in S. So
No, I just
we realized we came.
I was on the opinion that you have to just put them in S like at the beginning.
I know, and you called us out for being wildly crazy. And at the end of the day, like even though I stand by those arguments, I also think they belong in S. So
Yeah.
S tier.
No, they ended up where they should be. I'm surprised we had no discourse about Le Sserafim. You know,
I was gonna ask about that.
No one was angry about Le Sserafim. They didn't even get mentioned in like any of the comments. But people were very angry about us potentially putting IVE in A, but no one was angry at all about us potentially putting Le Sserafim in A, which I found interesting because there was about 6 angry comments about the IVE discussion, but 0 about Le Sserafim.
all right, y'all want to talk about ITZY?
Yeah.
All right, Doug pulled out 3 comments. All right, first comment says, ITZY is selling out arenas abroad. I'm not sure you can put them in the same tier as the groups in B tier. Leaving them in A is the right choice.
Zoom in a little more.
Another guy says, with ITZY, it's tough. They are selling better in stadiums, but their recent album sold like 350k, which is like half of the album sales of MX's recent album. Another person wrote, honestly, I didn't think this one was spicy. I kind of agreed with you for the most part. Maybe I would say it's in lower B at the moment, and then mix in higher B tier, and from its 9 to higher C tier.
So, the reason I picked out 3 comments is the conversations about ITZY were all over the board. Like, there was no consensus that we effed up or anything. People were saying, leave them in A, we have to see other people, but a lot of them were actually saying put them in B, which I was kind of surprised of. I think the majority ended up doing that.
So I guess that's a little telling then, maybe.
I don't want to say I told you so, but
Put them at the top of B?
I think they belong in B.
Top of it. Yeah.
Oh, that hurts me.
That's so bad.
That hurts me.
It hurt me to say it on the show, guys. Now you share my pain.
Put it at the top of B.
We are at the top of B, ahead of XG. Moving on. We got Stacy. Are the girls going down or not? YouTube comment said, Stacy deserved at least A. I'll stand on that. Poppy Alone being a JP track that went viral is insane. Their music was amazing. Another commenter said, I would place either Stacy in A or drop some of the groups out of A, just based on comparison. Stacy's least successful songs find a way to get at least one show win on the main 3 music shows, where NMIX only has 1 in that category and Kiss of Life has none.
You know what's going down?
Kiss of Life has
Their album sales.
Oh shit! I was hoping you would
for
say
reference.
that.
For reference, Teddy Bear, February of last year, 415k, right? Mm-hmm. Teen Fresh, August of 2023, 380. So a little bit down, but not bad. It's about the same. Metamorphic, first studio album, July 1st, 2024. 115,000. That is...
Oh, man.
For reference, Poppy charted number 19 on Circle Chart. Teddy Bear, number 4. Bubble, number 11. Cheeky Icy Thing, 118th.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm okay with keeping them in C.
In B?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If not, like I could hear an argument for C. I'm not gonna make it. I could imagine someone could come up with one. Is what I'll say.
This is the one where I was like, no, I really think they're in B.
Yeah.
Right? Anita, what do you think?
I feel like this is the one where I felt like some people were liking some of the releases that I wasn't liking, right? Like Teddy Bear, Bubble. The numbers are not bad, but to
The
me,
charting
I feel
was
like,
good, though.
yeah, charting was pretty good. And it felt like some people liked it. I wasn't a personal fan of it, but I don't know. To me, I felt like it has been a downward trajectory in some way. Maybe
Well, if you're
album
okay,
sales kinda
I
show that.
got a question for you. If you're saying it's a downward trajectory, in my opinion, Stacey has never been a group that got into A. So if you're saying downward, do you want them even lower?
No.
So you get what I'm saying, though, right? Like,
If we're talking about, because you guys opened up this can of worms of potentials and where they will be with the next comeback, I would not be surprised we do this again in half a year. I say Stacey and C. Like I'm not gonna lie. Like trajectory is a trajectory. Like don't get me wrong. I love Poppy. Poppy was one of my most
Poppy
streamed
was
songs of the
bomb.
year. Poppy, love. I get it.
They have good songs. It just feels that something in the last 6 months or so has gone horribly wrong, right? How do you drop 75% of sales, right? Without nothing big happening. That's just a weird thing, right? Like why would that happen? 75% down? I don't know what explains that, but that plus the fact that we were charting with like top 10 songs to an 118 song, which means it barely charted, is just scary, is it not?
Yeah, this is one of those cases where like we gotta dive a little deeper to understand why the conversion is not happening at this level. All I will say is they gotta start putting out some bangers that put them on the spot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this is what like I looked at over the past week after we got the feedback. I looked at all of the sales metrics for most of these groups. This is like the biggest fall off. Like this one's like out of nowhere insanity fall off. This one and ITZY were the two biggest.
Yeah, honestly, like I'm not worried about most groups. Like I shit on Baby Monster, but they're popular. I acknowledge that. Like the only two groups that here that I'm actually worried about is Stacey and ITZY.
Yeah, well, for reference, ITZY Kill My Doubt, July 2023, 1.2 million, right? And then Born to Be, January 2024, 600,000. So it halved in like a couple, like half a year. Okay. It just feels weird to have ITZY and Dreamcatcher in the same tier, but I guess it is what it is at this point, right? Like,
I that makes sense to me, guys.
Okay.
All right.
And what's the last one?
You pulled out a comment.
Oh, yes.
Overall thoughts. Do you want to read this?
They had a lot of interesting thoughts. Yes. I'll read it.
Yeah. Why don't you read it? Yeah.
Some thoughts I had during the episode. First one, ITZY should be wherever Stacey is. They both started out with a couple of hits back to back and then faded around the same time too. Facts.
What? Okay, that's literally what we just agreed on.
90% of K-pop fans don't know QWR, so putting them in B is way too high. That's a discussion. Third one, Baby Monster already has a big fandom. Thank you, Blackpink. And I consistently see TikToks with millions of likes from them. They are way more talked about than every other group in B, especially pretty big in Southeast Asia. So IMO, they're already A tier. That was a selection of theirs. I did not include all of their thoughts, but those were the ones that I thought were pertinent to this discussion.
I think that nicely wraps up all the conversations we had, right? Other than QWER.
You know what? I like QWR. We're keeping them in B1, so keep going.
all I will say is I don't think the fandom is big. I have learned that there is a chunk of the internet that does not like the people in QWER because of them beginning as streamers. I think, however, there is a lot of trajectory. There's a lot of good potential. I personally rate them very high because they have become an alternative success route in K-pop where the route to success, the route to making a lot of money has become so formalized. Anything outside of that formula, I'm like, damn, you're breaking the rules. Like, that's good, man. You know what I mean?
That's why I like Dreamcatcher. They tour more than anyone else.
That's also exactly. So I think that's also part of it.
Hey, QWER, do you think that they have the relevancy, like the end of the year shows this year? Do you think they're gonna get invited to play at them?
End of the year shows, yeah.
Yeah, I hope they do. That'd be kind of refreshing.
I do think, and this can be a good segue into our XG conversation, they are on the fringes of K-pop.
Of course.
Yes. So, you want to pivot to the final
okay.
convo?
So, the final thing. So, this is the lightest of them. XG isn't K-pop, right? It's J-pop, right? There were a lot of discussions about that, about their inclusion as a whole. There were a ton of conversations about we placed them way too low because they're like, to be honest, they're popping off on the internet as a whole, right? They're very big on the internet, and people were wondering where we should put them. And back in the day, people were wondering like, the main thing is a lot of people who tuned into the video aren't our regular listeners. They're like, why the hell is XG on this? And they didn't listen to the fact that we cover like most of their releases now and things like that.
For context, if you have not been listening to us for the last past more than a year or so, we have not covered XG up until I want to say about a year ago when we started covering them.
I got convinced. Yeah.
Right. We did a whole live stream covering their entire discography, catching up. Doug and I was on it. It's on YouTube somewhere. It's my commentary around XG and whether they're K-pop or not has always come down to a couple things. On one level, their production, the way they produce things behind the scenes, the way they film their music videos, the way they make their music is very, 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 very clearly K-pop influenced. The people who work for these groups, for these members, have been a part of the K-pop industry for a long time. They have been trained using a model similar to the K-pop system. So in that aspect, I go, okay, that's K-pop. Now, there's another side to this where they are actively promoting within the K-pop community. They go to music shows, right? Yeah. They have their own variety, and for some reason, they're speaking in Korean the entire time. And it airs on Korean TV.
They have 2 Mnet shows. I've seen both.
So based on all these, regardless of what AVEX's CEO has said in the past, I'm gonna start saying that's K-pop. They
literally live and practice in Korea too.
Yeah, this is
their company's headquarters. Their branch is in Korea. XGAL, XGAL, whatever. However you say the company name, it's in Korea, literally.
Girl Giving, right?
Yes, Girl Giving. And at the end of the day, it's a group we covered, so that's why we included it. People were also saying we should put them higher.
I don't think that's no.
People were saying based on how popular they are as a whole, they are kind of a phenomenon. I think to be honest, they kind of transcend typical K-pop metrics like music show wins,
right,
or album sales, things like that, because that's not their target anyway. Really, seems like they make a lot of their money from doing shows internationally. Seems to be one of their main profit model.
The thing with XG is that I know for a fact it's a ticking time bomb before there's some sort of controversy that breaks out in Korea. Because let's be real, their higher ups have been kind of racist towards Korean people in the past. I
do not know of that, but
yeah. If you look it up, it's there. I've shared this with you at some point. There have been some problematic commentary early on about XG not being Korean, and therefore because of that, people in the K-pop community in Korea don't view XG in a positive manner because of all that. They are slowly gaining steam in Korea, and because of that, I am concerned that one day this is gonna blow up. But we'll see. And I know that XG fans, a lot of them don't think they are marketing in Korea, but they're on music shows, man. Like, I don't know what to tell you there. So that's where I'll put that.
Interesting point.
Yeah. I mean, I can see the perspective like higher because of how they're marketed in outside of Korea, right? I think that's
Right.
the main reason why a lot of people are saying they should be higher. But I think what we came to our conclusion was that within
K-pop.
the K-pop, yeah, with K-pop proper, with these girl groups that we are also ranking, we see them towards the B rank. But
Honestly,
you know,
we
anything
give
can
them-
happen. Maybe they
We
blow
give
up.
them a buff because the music's good too. Do we not?
Honestly,
From
yeah.
this-
Yeah.
If we were going to base
good.
them on the traditional metrics we're judging everyone else, they should be lower. But I think because of how the other factors they have going for them, we rate them as high as they are.
And like, I also understand the argument that at the moment they're like, if the people who are making the argument that they're not targeting Korean fans, like that's also an understandable take to make. Like that, like I understand what the perspective that they're coming from. So, I think for all intents and purposes, regardless of whether they are targeting Korean listeners or not, they do have a sizable audience outside of it. So,
I would leave them there, wouldn't
yeah.
you?
No, same.
I'm okay with B.
They got us on our tippy toes, you know? And yeah.
Shit, that's a throwback now. All right.
Yeah, those are the main groups that had discussion. The rest of it, you know, okay, let me give some overarching opinions I had on this. I'm surprised no one talked about Red Velvet at all in any comment.
It's true.
Yeah.
A lot of people were tying, so the trinity of groups that people tied together, Eyelid, Kiss of Life, and Baby Monster. They tied them at the hip, those three, in most comments.
Interesting.
They were very tied together. The most commented group, or the angriest people got, was about IVE, for sure. That was the main thing people
So
Yo,
angry
we got a
about.
lot of
S,
essays.
yes.
About IVE. There was so many essays about IVE.
I
We
counted
understand.
your words, man. Your comment had 800 words. Like, damn.
So there was a lot of commentary about. No one commented about Mamamoo's placement at all. No one said anything about that. Couple people were talking about 50-50. They should be an F. Couple people were talking about Cat's Eye and Vicha. That was another couple comments about those ones.
I can see that. actually.
The rest, Oh My Girl, 0. VVZ, 0 comments. From Miss 9, people felt bad for them. Was pretty much the comment thing. Triple S, we should talk about tiny bit.
Yeah? What do you have to say about Triple S?
People understood where we put Triple S, but they love Triple S as a group. That was the main thing I got.
Understandable. I
Like,
can see
people
that.
were like, Triple S is number one in my heart. Triple S should be SSS. Like, you know, people were talking things
them
like
some
that.
time.
But
Yeah.
no one
Time.
was too angry about where we put them. But Triple S was very popular in the comments.
They can go up.
Yeah.
I still think they have a lot of potential, and
Yeah.
they've been like popping off on Korean TV here and there.
They
So-
are starting to become generally relevant. I've seen them on a lot of the variety shows I watch.
And the fact that they have 24 members, like, wouldn't you click on that post? A
As
K-pop
I-
group with 24 members?
Yeah,
What?
go at a minimum, go watch those video clips from that manager show about how they logistically handle that many members. I
That's
could not handle that.
amazing.
It was
Mad.
crazy.
Mad.
Other than that, scroll down. People were also they were like, which group should be F, which one shouldn't be an F, right? That was another thing on the lower end.
Yeah, nobody commented on Rocket Punch. Fuck you all.
Though 0 people did
Fuck
about
you
Rocket
guys.
Punch.
God damn it.
Couple people were like, hey, if you're going to put like signature in D, right? You gotta also, and you're gonna put Wua in D because they have popular individual members. You gotta put Bad Villain in D, right? I was seeing that argument because it's like you got Emma, you got G1, you got Nana, right? I saw that argument as well.
But
I
like
can
that
see that
one girl
argument
from
too.
Bad Villain is not as popular as the other two in Signature and Uwa. Like nowhere near.
Yeah, and then I wish Lightsum was much higher. That's a personal thought because I think they did well this week. Yeah,
Honestly,
Yeah, they
like
did.
if can we move him up to D at some point? Like, how would you know what I mean? Like,
It can happen.
No,
This is not set in
let's see this.
stone.
Let's see this. We will monitor how this comeback does, right? And we will announce during the regular pod in a week or two if it goes well that we're moving up to
oh
D.
my god,
But we will hold off on that for now.
we will
Update.
see if that happens.
Fair? Okay.
Um,
All right. I think that wraps up our review of the feedback we got for the tier list. Hey, it was all right, I think.
Pretty good.
Yeah. All right. That ends SojuTalk episode 293. We'll see you guys next time, everyone. Bye.
Bye.